The other day, my friend was telling me about this case where one TikToker is suing another for allegedly copying their style. Yeah, when she told me that, I was like, what does that even mean? So in April, she accused Sheil of copyright infringement for posting social media content that mimicked her neutral beige and cream aesthetic. And the girl who's being accused, Alyssa, is denying all of these claims. Dude, I did some sleuthing and I literally found the court document. Let's go over this. Sydney dyed her hair from black to brown on the 27th of September, 2023, and posted this on her social media. Alyssa dyed her hair from black to brown on December 2nd, 2023, and posted the same social media. This is insane behavior. Hold on, I need more background. Gifford alleges that Sheil had blocked her on Instagram and TikTok in January 2023 after the two met for a photo shoot collaboration. Around that time, Sheil began to publish posts that featured the same Amazon products Gifford promoted, using styling and captions that also appeared to replicate Gifford's. Yo, they got the same tattoo? No way. Plaintiff. Sydney posted her flower tattoo for the first time on January 2024. Alyssa posted a video of her new flower tattoo that she got in February of 2024 in the same spot. God damn, that's just being weird. Like, I don't know. Everyone does the captions with the little white text up here. Like, I've seen so many of these videos. The white background is nothing new. Like, and Amazon loungewear is nothing new either. Damn, how long does this go for? Jesus Christ. Gifts under 50. Posted 2 days after she posted. Gifts for him. Posted a month after the other, where they both put Lego in it. You know, these are both posted around/before Christmas time. It's a very normal topic to make videos about. I've seen 8 billion videos on gifts for him. And putting Lego in the video is one of the most obvious choices for a man for a gift. She could have linked 80 billion other people. I love how internet-y this is. Here's all the samples of the different link and bio templates. And this girl picked the exact same one as I did. They have the same bed frame. I swear to God, they have the same house. They have the same clothes, they have the same house, they have the same social media. What happened during that photo shoot? Okay, the flowers, dude, come on. How far apart? 6 days? I think it's very hard to deny that there was no copying happening. I totally see why Sydney would be a little pissed. I'm not super good at statistics and math, but the probability that this was completely on accident seems very low. I don't know why I care so much. I think it's because this idea of suing somebody else for copying your aesthetic or your style, it's a problem we've never really had before in terms of legal court system. This is a new thing. And it's going to set the precedent for future cases that are similar to this. And I think that's why it bothers me so much, because it seems a little dangerous. Where is the limit? What qualifies as somebody's style? This year, I've been getting back into making things again. In a lot of ways, it feels like I'm starting over from scratch. I've been doing a lot of reflecting on how I first got started making videos. One of the first things that I did was a series called Playing with Fire. And if you remember that, you're a real one, because goddamn, that was a while ago. Basically, I would pick a creator who inspired me and then try and make a video where I recreated their style with my own twist. Literally reverse engineer how the people I looked up to made the stuff that they did. Ever since I started making videos, I've been obsessed with the idea of creating something new. Just like so many of the people that I was watching growing up. One of my favorite creators in high school was Casey Neistat, and I admired the fact that Casey had created this new thing that was completely his, but I never took the time to think about how he got there in the first place. Before we continue with this video, I want to tell you about today's sponsor, BetterHelp. It is so hard for me to make videos when I'm not feeling inspired. And I've been trying to change that recently, because if I want to do this as my job, I can't just make videos when I feel like it. What I've learned from starting therapy is that there are concrete tools that I can use to free up space in my brain to focus on the things that I'm actually passionate about. The process of starting therapy can be really intimidating, but with BetterHelp, they make it super easy. I've been using it for the past 3 months now, and it's been really great. I like that they give you the option of like doing video calls or just phone calls or even texting, whatever you're most comfortable with. And it usually takes less than 48 hours to get matched with a therapist, but if you get matched with someone you don't really vibe with, it's really easy to switch. So if you're interested in trying it out, you can use the link in the description or choose Audrey Ember at checkout for a special discount on your first month. Thank you so much to BetterHelp for sponsoring this video. It really helps support the channel, and let's get into that Casey Neistat history lesson. One of the things Casey is known for is his DIY hands-on aesthetic, and his office really embodies this. But what a lot of people don't know is that Casey and his brother Van used to work for this guy called Tom Sachs towards the beginning of their careers for like 4 years. Tom Sachs is an artist who's known for his like DIY hands-on aesthetic and using visible materials like plywood, resin, duct tape, and screws that all kind of like emphasize the process of creation. If you look at Tom Sachs' work, it's pretty obvious that Casey was inspired by it and incorporated it into his own stuff. Casey has also mentioned that he's inspired by a lot of traditional filmmakers, bringing his background in films to his vlogs, which at the time hadn't really been done before on YouTube, at least not at the scale and gained the same amount of recognition that Casey's daily vlogs did. Ow, fuck. I put so much pressure on myself to be original that sometimes even watching stuff from other people, I start to feel like guilty about it. I don't know, I'm kind of just like scared of copying too much or get too inspired by something else. Nope. Okay. Anyway, doesn't everybody get inspired by something at some point? Like, Casey literally did. He combined a bunch of different things that he was inspired by in a way that hadn't been done before with like a sprinkle of his personality on top. And that is what created this new unique style of his. And you might be thinking like, Audrey, nobody actually cares? You would be surprised. Normally you don't really see like larger creators getting mad at smaller creators for copying them. Normally you only really see people starting to speak up about it when money is involved. Sydney is seeking financial compensation for damages including lost profits and mental anguish. I can see how in this case, because Alyssa is making the same videos as Sydney promoting the same products, it might be taking away some of the potential eyeballs and therefore profit that Sydney could be making. But I think it's really hard to prove like exactly what that number could be, because when it comes to social media content, it's not necessarily just like the amount of views that convert into sales. It can also be determined by a bunch of other factors, like the relationship between the audience and the creator, or how they're selling it basically in the video itself. One of Casey's videos, called The Surprise in South Africa, was ripped off by this guy called Maxime Barbier, and he sold it to Coca-Cola France in 2014. In the original video, Casey flies from New York to Cape Town to surprise his girlfriend, and he documents the entire journey. There's a lot of quick cuts. He constantly shows updates of how long he's been traveling for, and at the end he shows Candace's reaction. In the other guy's video, the concept was basically the same, except he was going from Paris to Cancun. Same type of quick cuts, showing the time at the bottom. The music is even really similar. And at the end, he surprises his girlfriend, just like Casey did. I found this post by Casey on Tumblr where he was kind of like ranting about it. He was obviously upset. He said, "It's hard to pinpoint why this upsets me so much. Copying is part of the game. What this Maxime character did was different. He didn't act out of inspiration. He wasn't influenced and motivated to create his own work. He took something that wasn't his and then exploited it. He should be ashamed." So it's kind of like, what is the difference between inspiration and exploitation? It is so hard to like actually sit down and pinpoint exactly where that line is, but I've narrowed it down to 3 categories that I think can help. The first one is intent. Why is this creator borrowing from somebody else? Is it to be inspired by something and to learn something new? Or is it to basically just duplicate it without much transformation? The second category is transformation. How much has actually changed? Exploitation, I think, happens when like core elements of the original work are just just completely replicated in the copy. When these things are replicated without any meaningful or personalized changes, I think that's like when something isn't properly transformed, and it's a big no-no. And the third category is credit. So was the original creator credited or not? Because if it is like obviously extremely inspired by something, giving credit shouldn't be a problem, right? Like, I'm not saying like credit everything you make and every single person that's ever inspired you every time. But like, if you're making something that's like obviously inspired by one specific thing, credit them. Why not? Today I'm going to Toronto to go hang out with my friend Colleen. I'm gonna help her film some stuff, and then I'm also gonna film some stuff. I don't live like in the city of Toronto, so it's always a little bit of a trek to get out there, but it's always worth it. Creating can be such an isolating process, and collaborating with others is super, super important. But at the same time, collaboration means that you could be inspired by the people that you hang out with, that you work with. And in return, it kind of leads to feelings of guilt of like copying, either whether it's subconscious or conscious. Like, sometimes I definitely overthink way too much whenever I'm hanging out with people who are like doing cool things. I'm like, oh god, what if I accidentally do something that they've done and then they see it and they get mad at me? Like, that would suck. Do you ever feel like you're competing with creators?
I think if it started my journey, maybe it would be like, yeah. Now I'm slowly getting to a spot where building security within myself helps me feel like that is all a collaboration, like you said, instead of a competition. But I do think with female creators, there's always, for some reason, like a competitive nature to things. But we were talking about this because we feel like there's only one spot and we're all competing for one spot. But then the beauty of the internet is that you literally make your own doors, which is cool. Yeah. It's an abundance mindset versus a scarcity mindset. That's what I'm learning this year.
So do I think Alyssa was copying Sydney? Yes. But I still hope Sydney does not win this case. A lot of the time when someone like blatantly rips off somebody else, I think it's best figured out like how it was with the Casey situation, where he just complained about it and then it was basically handled by the court of public opinion, which I think in most cases is probably the best way to go. Bring this case to court could lead to the abuse of that system that is just not equipped to be dealing with the intricacies of art and creativity and the internet. It's really hard to measure the specific amount of financial loss that was caused by this whole situation, and I don't want to discredit the mental stress that this has all caused, but I do think the allegation of her copying her style could set a dangerous precedent for future cases and kind of just like open up the floodgates of people accusing each other of copying their style. I think in the long run would really end up stifling creativity in general. We've talked about the differences between just copying and ripping somebody off. If someone is just copying you, I think that's like kind of cool because it shows that you've created this new mix that is so recognizably yours. Like, I think that is a huge achievement as a creator. So yeah, those are my thoughts. I hope you enjoyed this video and I'll see you next time. Bye.